Does the minutes restriction for Wemby look about the same, or could he see a little more tonight?
Yeah, we'll see how the game goes. I think there isn't a hard number to it. It's, again, more just a real mindfulness to it. But yeah, I think it will be around that. He had a few more potential minutes last night, and we were just kind of seeing what the game called upon. So I would expect a few more minutes tonight, but not many.
Still beginning on the bench?
Yes.
And these past couple of games, having the whole group together, do you like the way the rotation looks? Obviously, it's different with the Victor minutes restriction, but the group that you have going in and out, do you like those combinations?
I like just finally having the option to look at it. You know, it's I don't want to overreact to, you know, if we played 2 games at the start of the season and we were gangbusters and 2-0, or we had a couple tough games and we were 0-2, you know, I think we would all sit there and say, let's not overreact, right? We're just already through a third of the season while we're doing it, so it gives us a little bit different perspective because we have the sample size of the team up until then. But I'm been very happy with everybody's intention and focus of trying to still execute and play together, because that's hard to do, especially as you get going and we got minutes restrictions and all the things that you kind of alluded to.
Hey, Coach. Luke Cornett has been known as a pretty high chemistry guy, you know, throughout his tenure in the league. A lot of teammates have said he's the funniest teammate they've ever had. How has he helped you all in that regard, you know, keeping things light in a long season and just keeping the chemistry in your locker room?
Yeah, we have a few guys. He's probably the leader of that pack that have been around this league and seen this whole league. What I mean by that is just have been on some winning teams, been on some teams that haven't won as much, you know, haven't been on just the team that drafted them or acquired them as a rookie or as they've entered the league. And there's such a big spectrum of experiences in this league. I think we have a couple guys that we have added to our group that have been able to bring great perspective to that. And some of that can be keeping it light. Sometimes that can be locking it in and tightening it up. And I think obviously his keeping it light is very joyful and fun to see. But he's been instrumental in all that for us.
Maybe the opposite side of the jovial stuff. I'm sure you've been asked before, but Vic missed extended time last year, but the line was kind of through the season early. What have you learned about him, if anything, this year, when the breaks are kind of on even now through the minutes restriction, and just how competitive he is and whether you can or hold him back at all?
Yeah, I think we've gotten to a good place now from him entering our program and where we are now in terms of he's going to push the line of everything. He wants to play 48 minutes. He thinks he can play through anything, with anything, at any time. And we don't want to take that away from him or discourage that in any way. It's our job as an organization, specifically people who specialize in certain things like our medical team or have to decide who plays, like myself, to save him from himself and all our other players. All of our players want to play. Anybody on the team that's not playing is frustrated, and I'm okay with that. I want them to be competitive. I want them to want to be out on the floor and participate with their teammates. And I think Victor, you know, has a very, very focused perspective. Don't want to say this and put words in his mouth, but I believe on who he is and who he wants to become. And so there's a real intentionality of everything he does and anything he does. And I think we're pretty fortunate at this stage that we respect and honor that, and he also trusts us as a program to nurture and partner with him in trying to achieve that.
Yeah, I saw a quote last night from Dylan just talking about the idea that probably people like me that don't see it every day and only a handful of games a season, that maybe there is a level of, yeah, we know what he's capable of because we see it every day. Is there anything that you would compare the interest and just the awe of seeing Vic and being around him, whether it's warm-ups and games in your time in the game?
So what is the question though?
just is there anything you would compare to just the interest level and awe of what he's capable of as you travel around those cities?
I think there are certain players in this league that draw special attention, whether that's based on their production or how unique they are. Everyone in this league is, one of the best, obviously, doing it and in the business. But there are a handful of people that stick out even amongst that special group, and he obviously does that, whether that's by his natural anatomy or his play style and or approach to the game, especially at the age he's at.
Did you make the most of your 30 hours at home this week?
A lot of laundry and tried to give my wife a 15-minute break.
Do the kids still remember your name and your face?
Yeah. They're just happy that I'll just leave it at that.
Coach, just one more question about Vic. Can you just chart his confidence level, just in terms of when he first obviously came in, he just really wanted to get established to the point where he wants to establish himself as the best in the league, and that confidence is, how do you measure that?
Yeah, I think Victor's confidence in himself and what he's capable of has been at 100 since I've interacted with him. I think him having a confidence and understanding of what that means and takes in this league to be successful and then to be as dominant as he wants is the journey that he's on and we're on with him. And he's obviously growing in that area, and there's a lot of room to continue to grow and things that he needs to learn and evolve and develop. But I think that's where he's at. I think he's very confident in himself and all things that he can be capable of and potentially grow into. But that takes time, order, and a whole lot of work and repetition. Anybody
else? Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.